I think I saw a ghost. Did that catch your attention, or should I like introduce the video? Just read the title. So for the past 2 weeks, I stayed at this summer camp. I had a ton of fun, but here's what happened the first week. So there's like 20 kids that are my age that were there that week, and we did everything together. We did different activities like archery and rock wall and stuff like that. And so we did this camp out where you camp out in tents instead of the cabins, and you go out into the middle of the forest and just camp out in tents. Tents. And when I say tents, I mean a rope tied to 2 trees with a tarp draped over it. That was our tent. In the middle of the night, maybe like 11, everybody's asleep because we went to bed early for some reason. And me and my friend, we'll call her Gigi, we decided to stay up because we couldn't sleep because it was only 11. So we're walking around, we get out of our tent, and I have to go to the bathroom, so I had to poop in front of her because she was too scared to stand outside the outhouse because it was really dark. I pooped in front of someone that I barely knew that before that day. Yeah. We walk back to our tent. We're sitting outside of it, and we look across the clearing, and on the other side of the campsite, we see just this human-like figure. It's just a white light thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but it looked like a human-like figure was standing in, like, at the tree line and, like, stepping into the moonlight and stepping out. So it looked like they were disappearing and appearing again. And I was just like, no, it's fine. Like, it's just a tree branch, right? Yeah, right? So we were a little freaked out after that because we were convinced in our minds that it was a person. In the morning when we looked, there was nothing there. There were no trees that could have like went like that with their tree branch, you know? We hear like mumbling. We're like, what is that? It was one of the boys sleep talking. We'll call him Bleach because that's what we called him. And it's not his actual name, obviously, so I'm just gonna call him Bleach because that's his camp name. And so he's sleep talking. He's just mumbling things that are irrelevant to the story. But it was really funny. He was sleep talking for like straight 20 minutes before he woke someone up in his tent. So we hurry back into the forest. So like they're talking and we're like, oh, now 2 people are actually awake. So we get Bleach, and we're walking around. We're like, hey, Bleach, want to just hang out with us because we're bored and can't sleep? He's like, sure, even though he was already asleep and probably could have gotten back to sleep very easily. But so we tell him about the figure that we saw, like going back and forth, like disappearing, reappearing in the light. And he's like, oh, that's freaky. So now we're extra paranoid. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there by now, and we hear like footsteps around us. Like we'll hear something over here, then we flash our flashlight at it, and then we hear it over on the other side of the campsite, and we're like, what? And it's not just animals, because we would have seen like a deer or something if we flashed our flashlight at it, because it sounded like big sticks were being cracked when it was like being stepped on. We're like paranoid, and we're like walking a few steps, we hear something, we freeze. We're all like back to back so like we can see everywhere in the campsite, you know? And they were flashing their flashlights at things. I didn't have a flashlight. So then above the bushes, we each turn, because we're talking, we're all facing the same way, and we all look, and above the bushes we see this girl floating, it looked like, and she was wearing like a flowing white dress, like the stereotypical ghost. She looked like a little black girl just floating above the bushes. So we run. We scream and bolt out of there. I didn't get a very good look at her because I was so scared. I saw her, and then I just bolted out of there with everyone else. We're like breathing heavily. Gigi peed her pants. Yeah, Gigi peed her pants. And then we're just sitting there staring at each other like, what just happened? This is not real. Like, there's no way that we saw that. Like, we all saw the same thing. So it's not like one of us went crazy. We're just freaking out. But luckily no one woke up because I don't think we screamed that loud. We sit in a circle on the ground and we're just talking. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Bleach and Gigi are coming up with stories. They think they're like the experts on ghosts or something. So they're coming up with stories. They're like, I think it's a little girl that like got kidnapped or something and she finally escaped from her captor, but he's dead too and he wants to be with her or something. I don't even know what they came up with. But it was freaking me out. Like, we kept hearing things around the forest, and we're like really paranoid because it's like 1 in the morning and we're exhausted. So we wake up another kid. I'll call him Donnie or something. So Donnie comes out and we tell him what's going on. He doesn't believe us, of course, because why would he? So we like show him where we saw the girl, and there's no tree there. We shine the light. There's no tree that could have like gotten hit by the moonlight, like at a certain point where like we would see something, but there's no tree there. It's just the bushes, trees next to it, and then just nothing behind it. So like, what was the thing above the bush that we saw? There was nothing there that could have like reflected light to make it seem like something was there. Something was there. Donnie doesn't believe us still, and we're trying to convince him like we saw something. So we're taking him around, and Bleach is going away from the group trying to find stuff, and we're like, Bleach, do you want to get killed? Come back over here. You're gonna die if you leave the group. That's how horror movies work. So he comes back to us, and he keeps thinking he's seeing random stuff that's not even there. He's like pointing to a tree. He's like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? We're like, dude, chill. Not everything is ghost. We saw something above the bushes. We're not seeing whatever you're seeing now. Like, you're just making stuff up. And that just adds to Donnie not believing us. So we all sit down again. We're like trying to calm down. Gigi's like uncomfortable because she peed her pants earlier. What is that? Donnie's facing a different way than all of us. And so is Gigi. So me and Bleach are on one side of the circle, and then Donnie and Gigi are on the other. Behind Bleach, like, the grass starts going down as if it's being stepped on. And it looks like footsteps slowly coming towards him, you know? And it's obviously not the wind because it was like in certain spots, not everywhere, you know? Gigi and Dylan just jump up and they're like, oh my god, did you guys see that? And we're all running away again for the second time that night. Like, they explained what they saw, and I'm like, what? I didn't see it. I didn't see that one. Gigi and Donnie insisted that they saw it, and Bleach says he saw it too, but it was behind him, so he's a liar. So Donnie finally believes us, and we're all freaking out. So we get our sleeping bags and we're like planning on sleeping outside like together so that we're safe, because we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe anymore. Like, I'm not sleeping in my tent alone. Like, there were other people there, but like they don't know what's going on. They're sleeping. I don't want to be alone. So we get our sleeping bags, we come outside, we're on the ground, and we're talking about what's going on. We're like, what? And yeah, that's basically it before we got in trouble because we stayed up and we were a little too loud. I like to think that we saw a ghost, but I'm not really sure. I hope we were paranoid, but I also hope that it was a real ghost because that'd be really cool. But like, what would be the point of the ghost scaring us? I don't know. Give me a like and comment down below what you thought. Tell me what I did wrong. Do you think this is real? I don't know. Do you think it was a ghost? Do you think I was imagining things? Well, see you guys later.